Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another edition of Live by Heart Today with your hosts, Dawn Spiegelberg and Wendy R. Wolf. Our show begins now. Streaming from Retro Earth Studio and brought to you by
Learn to play jazz piano like a pro, by a pro, with Jazz Piano Pro Essentials at jazzpianopro.com.
and wearehistorically.com, conscious human apparel. It's time for the next episode of Live by Heart
Today.
Hello and welcome to the Live by Heart Today show. Hello and welcome to the Live by Heart show today. This is a show designed to help you navigate change, uncertainty, and the new world we found ourselves in. We'll talk a little bit about science, a little bit about how our body works. I love that too. A little bit about intuition and a lot about transformation. Our theme for today is Be the Change. Facilitate change in search of relationship, weathering relationship, exercise choice, choose to be captain. And it continues our over theme of relationship and staying and being in good relationship. With me for today's Heart to Heart is my co-host, Wendy R. Wolf, Professional Transformation Facilitator. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Dawn. This is a really great focus today. We're saying hello to what's your game? What's your game? You know, what's your pot of gold? And I really love this realizing word. For me, it means both letting it dawn on me, unveiling this idea or this possibility, and then making it real, bringing it into the world. And as Rusty, our producer, was saying, realizing, making it real for your eye. How fun is that?
Here's an idea I'm going to throw out there.
Okay.
See if this pasta's al dente. For the 31st, I make a highlight reel of some past shows.
Ooh, that's fun.
And maybe from the guests that we had, little snippets, a year in review, even the pre-show, behind the scenes, the pre-production meeting is got interesting content. So I was thinking, yeah, I could go back, I could do a little behind the scenes with a little highlight, little snippet, and kind of make a year in review.
Does that work for you? That's not too much
That's work.
trouble, is it?
That's a lot of work.
Oh, I've been keeping snippets as I go. I cut and go. I cut and save.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a good part, I cut and say, ooh, and I have a whole other sequence I just call highlight. All I got to do is go through my highlight reel and just kind of just sort and arrange.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Rusty. Brilliant. Are you going to do that for your other show too? Haha. That's great. And thanks for the modeling of working while you work and saying, oh, I like that. Pull that off now instead of later.
But I was just thinking about just kind of showing the flashback of topics. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder about it'd be fun because I don't feel like you get highlighted enough, Rusty. So it could be like producer picks,
Ooh.
like that kind of,
Okay, so it's kind of like a walk through the park. We'll go down this path. Hey, it's
Right?
Yeah, and it's just meandering conversation, and we end up, boom, right where we're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's on both levels. You had surface level and deep level stuff. The baby heart blew me away, though. Oh.
Right? And I haven't even talked about the fact that the heart has an electromagnetic field. So that's the first organ to develop, and it's already creating the field around this little thing that's developing into a human.
Wow.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, it can be bumpy the first couple times. It doesn't really matter because if it is, I just cut it out. We'll redo it.
Cut it out, Ross. Ross, come on, cut it out.
He has the technology.
Russ, you have to remind me to know what time it is when we start.
It's all your fault, Russ.
You can't see that. That's a countdown clock.
No way!
Good.
Wendy, you and I are awesome at this.
Yes, you did the commercial about the 19-minute mark, which is good.
And that's usually what I do. Somehow we do it for 19 or 20 minutes. We do a quick commercial, and then that's amazing.
Yeah, it's very good.
And when my dog started barking, I muted myself. And so I didn't mention this to you, but I needed you to carry the conversation for a few minutes.
Okay, when I hear the dog barking, I should just keep talking.
Yeah, and then I'll unmute myself, and then you'll hear me say, "Oh, good point," or something like that, right? And then you'll know I'm back on.
Thank you. Good.
Or when the dog is barking and you hit mute, you can just kind of do this.
I can do this.
Yeah, that means keep rolling.
Oh.
Keep rolling. Like, this means stretch. Like, stretch it out. You can go, like, keep stretching.
Really? Okay, these are really good things to know.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Thank you. That's a riot.
Okay.
Really excited about the show. I feel like they really can possibly help people. So getting talking to people to come.
Mm-hmm. I really like the idea that we can give actual tips.
So I have a story about like how useful it is in love. And also, why don't we talk about developmentally how separations are so important? I mean, it happens at toddlerhood, it happens at teenagerhood, it happens in our society post-college.
Yes.
These
and we've touched on this a little bit before. I mentioned, these are like rites of passage.
Right. So we don't have to, but
no, I'd love to.
Because people don't get that separate is better.
Yes. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You can see this is time, right? And you don't brush your teeth, 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 and then it's 6 months later, and you have to go to the dentist, and you've got all these right? Like suddenly, it seems like you've got all these problems. But the opposite is true. It takes 2 minutes to brush your teeth. You brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, and then you go to the dentist, and everything's great. And this is true with everything.
Yes.
Put away your $5. Put away your $5. Put away your $5. And then suddenly.
Yeah. Make coffee at home.
Yes.
$5.
Yes. Yes.
A little quote by Goethe: "Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." All I can say is that we began it 34 or 33 shows ago, and we are being bold. And we have genius, power, and magic.
Yes, we do. It's wonderful.
So I am just equally as grateful to be working with you two, or just to being in your presence and being influenced by you. You talk about having 5 people, around you. You're a part of that 5. So thank you.
Yeah, it's good to be team with you guys. I really appreciate it. And sometimes I'm like, oh man, I got to fit that in. And then we do it. And I'm like, oh, thank God we're doing this.
You are so funny.
And what Dawn said earlier about why some days you don't feel getting out of bed. And the thing I was thinking about is the emotional body. And so Wendy just kind of confirmed that's kind of how the emotions are energy and motion. That's what's driving me. And that's really what I believe we're mastering as humans, to transcend this human condition, is mastering our emotions. Not to be emotionless, but just to be able to identify emotions and be able to go, oh, okay, and be able to acknowledge emotions. And I think once they're acknowledged, it's kind of like they're validated and they move on.
Just so it's clear with you guys that I believe there are 2 emotions and then feelings.
Right.
And
That's a good
Right.
way
I
to
get
put it.
confused about your
right
words. Yes.
in our society, everybody interchanges the word emotion and feeling.
Yes.
And I'd like to just point out that I distinguish emotions as being two, right? We're either in the sympathetic, which is fear, the emotion of fear, or we're in the parasympathetic, which is the emotion of love and acceptance.
Got it.
And all feelings arise from there. Now, when it
Yeah.
comes to feelings, they are protein molecules produced by the brain, and every cell in our body has receptors for those molecules. So, Wendy, when you're talking about these guys riding their motorcycles, it's their body desiring the protein that is produced by the thrill or the combination of being out on there. And,
Yeah.
and when every cell in your body is crying out to be stimulated, to have that receptor stimulated by the experience, right?
Right.
That is what overrides any critical thinking,
Yes.
because it's
Yes.
every cell in the body crying out. So we can
Yes.
speak about this. We know this is true because people who become addicted to substances, no matter how much rational thinking they do, the body's cry out for that experience is always stronger.
It
And then
overrides.
somebody has to intervene. There must be a specific intervention in order for that to change, because the body has such a strong mechanism when it's gone down that path. And once the body gets that experience, the path to changing that experience is very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Yes.
Can I add to that?
Please.
Being a recovering addict, that it's a euphoric feeling. Like the first time I was introduced, like I didn't like alcohol at first when I first tasted alcohol. Like, what's the big deal? I don't understand why people like alcohol. And then then after a while, I realized, oh, it's an acquired taste. And then I realized, no, people aren't drinking it for the taste at all. You don't drink beer because it
It's a
tastes
secondary
good.
benefit.
Yeah, you drink it because it feels good. And this is where it could be sex, food, roller coasters. Pick your poison, right? It's just that euphoric dopamine hit that you get, and then every experience after that is an attempt to recreate it.
There's like this list of 3 that drive people. Oh, it's sex, money, and happiness.
Ah, that makes sense. I always know it's money and honey.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that this is a very fertile moment. People are more open, they're scared, they're upset, because their people that they trusted led them places that aren't working. And they're like shaking their heads, waking up, being like, whoa, what's going on and how do I do it now? So anyway, that's just my insight. I don't think it's relevant for the show, but I did want to say it because it's very topical.
That may be relevant because we've never been in this situation before. Even if history repeats itself, the people who are alive in that moment don't necessarily have the tools and the experience. So it may be relevant. It may be relevant to, well, we can't go back to the way it was, and now is different, and now isn't the way some people expected. So here's the thing. They will stay stuck and afraid if they keep longing for the way it used to be.
Okay, great. So it'll be like the good old days, and then our main point will be these are the good old days. We'll work up to that.
Exactly.
And then let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll.
Cause really, can we have a good time now?
We are right now.
We are.
Let the good times roll.
Let the good times
Good
roll. Let
Let
the
the
good
good
times roll. Yeah.
That's like a
Everyone
simple
wants
song.
progress. No one wants change.
Amen.
How do we change? How do we adapt? Number one, rest and renew your energy stores. Number two, investigate using your senses. Number three, be with what is here and now. Look for what's possible. Consciously choose. Take action in that direction. And then there's the resolution, being resolved to
That's gorgeous.
move forward. It's a brilliant list.
It's gorgeous. Yeah. I think, in this series that we're doing, in this marking period, whatever it's called, in this season, that list is the thing. Frank is my friend, my actual friend, and I'm really grateful that we are able to speak with him today.
I had to shift to internal validation from external validation.
Beautiful.
I had ribbons that I earned or was awarded. I had rank that I was awarded. Everything was externally given, quote unquote, right? Even though I earned it, I worked hard, but as I saw it back then, this is something they're giving me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a real void for a long time as well. How do I be satisfied when nobody's giving me ribbons or awards or...
Wow, that's beautiful.
I'm getting that thunder boomer that you had, Frank. It's coming here. Great job, people.
Thank you
Great
guys so
job.
much.
And look how we did commitment. Oh, those thunder boomers couldn't stop us. We'll just start right over.
How are you feeling with the flow? Is there anything in particular you want to go back and mention or talk more about? Anything on your heart, on your mind?
I think I like the way things are flowing. I think it will circle into some of the different parts and pieces that we were talking about earlier. So, that voice part is important, and then how it relates to these other things, I think, right? Let's see where it goes, friends.
Awesome. Wendy, have you got any comments? Do you have some things you'd like to cover?
Sure, but no rush at all.
And so, Wendy, I think that's a great segue into your point about the orchestra, the full range, and owning your unique voice in the orchestra.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also the whole body, mind, spirit. Like, we can't just do one thing.
No.
It really takes all the, like, we're humans. It takes all the things to do.
It takes all the things. Mm-hmm.
So I'll bring us back in, and Wendy, I want you to just jump in with that.
Okay.
I'll bring us back. When I end my sentence, boom, that's your cue to jump right in, because I'm going to end my sentence with what's possible.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
Ready? Coming back in 5, 4. Thank you for being with us today and our guest, Susan Dumet. We're discussing our voice, and it's an expression that allows us to keep moving forward and living, honoring both the shadow and the light and the full range of expression, and discovering what's possible.
I believe that all our voices are so needed. I mean, now, but we're here for a reason. Every one of us has unique something to bring. And so when we were talking about taking the stage, I was seeing a picture I see so often, which is we're in this great orchestra, but we each have our own instrument. And are we willing to come on? And are we willing to play as part of the group?
If I'm playing an instrument, I have to be full on in what I can do. But I also am mindful of the way my voice or my sound signature blends and moves with the other voices.
Beautiful. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about what it means to die a little more daily.
That's so enrolling.
That's a good transition. I like how you...
Right, because everybody talks about this word surrender.
Oh, yeah. It's good in theory.
Right? But what does it mean?
All right, come back when you feel like it. Great show so far.
Yay.
Thank you. Beautiful. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about what it means to die a little more daily.
That's so enrolling.
That's a good transition. I like how you...
Right, because everybody talks about this word surrender.
Oh, yeah. It's good in theory.
Right? But what does it mean?
All right, come back when you feel like it. Great show so far.
Yay.
Thank you. We're coming back with how making peace with our history, and look at that sun making my face glow weird.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's evil. That's why I had my little bright thing. Hold on a sec. Thank you, sun, for shining in the break.
Yes.
Thank you, We Are Historically, for your conscious human apparel. Shop online at wearehistorically.com.
Hi, I'm Darius Wilrich. I instruct an online video course that teaches anyone how to play jazz piano like a pro with my proven step-by-step system that makes it simple to learn. Enroll in my Jazz Piano Pro Essentials today and receive a 20% holiday discount by using the coupon code HOLIDAYS2020 at jazzpianopro.com. Happy holidays, everyone.
And we're back talking about if we want peace, it starts here. It starts inside us. So let's talk about that in particular, how peace and neutrality work together.
Okay, so all of this was how, maybe we could wrap that together with these are the ways to get ourselves to generate resolution, these three things that we just talked about. And then whatever else is on the list. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to come back in and with regard to soul resolution, I'd like us to emphasize the quality of life. So we don't have to talk about how to get soul resolution and how to be soul validated, but I'd like us to stress how our quality of life is different.
Right.
Because that's what people want.
I thought that I was saying that, but let's say that. Yeah.
Yes, you were saying that, and I want to emphasize it.
So you'll start and you'll say these are the ways to resolution, and you emphasize that, and then we'll dance through the rest.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay, 5, 4.
Another time we'll talk about discipline. And now we're going to talk about gratitude.
Yeah. I'd love for you to talk more about soul expression. I don't know anybody who talks about it like you do.
Okay, you can ask me a question because I don't know what to say about that.
We're good. We've got another 8 minutes or so, right?
I want to talk about my glass half full. That's all I have on my agenda.
Oh.
So there's that, and whatever question about soul you have, and whatever you want to share about your gratitude stuff.
And while we're here together, I want to plant a little seed in everyone's mind that we'll be looking for a new focus for the next quarter. As we're wrapping up being proactive.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it?
No, and I love this focus. I loved all the other ones too, so I'm sure I'll love the next one. That's great. You know, it's so amazing how we are so on point. You did such a good job, you guys, of making what this show's about, because it's always about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of miraculous.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so we're always on point. We're talking about whatever the heck we want, and it's always on point.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Russ, do you have final things to say?
Thank you.
I like what you said about jerks. Life, my phrase is life happens in spurts.
Oh, yes. Spurts. Yeah.
Growth spurts. So
Wonderful.
that was like, I was like, wow, yeah, it's really good. So yeah, all the content, phenomenal.
Which, by the way, I have a meditation on Saturday. That's exactly what it is. It's being with what is.
Was this something that you're offering to the public?
Yeah. Is it okay if I mention it?
Hell yeah. That's the point of the show, is to encourage people to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the perfect event.
I'm so grateful to be having these conversations with you. But for me, the thing that I care about is that you hear what's possible for you, that it's possible to change. It's possible to live the life that you want to be living. I want you to hear that no matter what you've been through, life can be better for you. What I offer are inner tools to help make the changes that have been really hard to make, the impossible changes. You know how they say, just turn on a dime? Most people can't do that. Can't turn on a dime, but I have tools that can help. So please be in touch. I'd love to work with you one-on-one if you have something really deep, really gnarly that you want to handle. We can work one-on-one, or just sign up for my newsletter and you'll get a free workshop. Thank you.
Hello. When you live by heart, you have harmony between your heart and your mind. You're that's not right. Take two. When you live by heart, you live with harmony between your heart and your mind. You're able to hear the more quiet voice of your heart. You align your body with good posture. You align your thoughts with what you value. And you align your beliefs with the truth. You live your life with purpose and in contribution. So if you're having a painful symptom, if your thoughts tend to run away with you, if you're not sure what to believe, please book a call with me. You can find that information on the website, livebyhearttoday.com.
Generating resolution. And we're living examples of that.
And that concludes this portion of
Live by Heart Today!
Thank you for watching. View more episodes on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Shop online at wearehistorically.com. Conscious Human Apparel.
Hi, I'm Darius Wilridge. I'll teach you everything you need to know about playing jazz piano like a pro with my 12-week online video course and downloadable guidebook, Jazz Piano Pro Essentials. Enroll today at jazzpianopro.com.